Shalom, family. I hope everybody is doing well. Man, so many things going on in the news, and I did see a lot of the Israel and Palestine stuff that's going on, and that is more proof they're not the people, you know, because remember, it said there would be peace on earth once the real Jews were restored, right? Those folks haven't done nothing but fight from what 1948 all the way up until now. They have never stopped fighting in that region. Definitely not the people. But there are so many economic things going on. America is in really, really bad shape. This is why they are resorting to threatening people and trying to force people out off of unemployment, because they're not getting this economy jump started the way they thought it would. It's not happening. Yeah, you got the country open, but the things that you need going is just not happening. Kids are not back in schools. A lot of parents refuse to send their kids back to school, and a lot of people are not running out here over these low paying jobs they got available. So America got a huge, huge problem economically. See, they lost their economy in 2020. In 2020, they lost their economy. This year, they're fighting to get it back. And I'm telling you, it's not coming back the way they projected. They thought, okay, everybody would be grabbing up the jobs and things would be jump started. It's not happening. It's not happening. You know, I think it's not just low paying jobs. I think spiritually, and this is just my opinion, I don't think people are feeling America no more. They're not. You know, if they were, wouldn't everybody dive in there to make sure this place don't die or fall any further than it did? I think people ain't feeling America no more. They're not. You know? So there are many shortages, and these shortages, ladies and gentlemen, are not just here, but the shortages are turning out to be worldwide. And this article came out on May 17th, 2021. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because it shows a picture of some of the products that are in short supply around the world. So please go ahead and give me a 1 if you can see my screen. If you can see my screen, please give me a 1. All right. Shalom to everybody in the chat. All right. Let's get started here. Okay. So this came out on Bloomberg, May 17th, 2021. The world economy is suddenly running low on everything. Everything. So there's a great demand for all kinds of items in the industry, but not enough to go around to everybody. A year ago, as the pandemic ravished country after country and economies, and consumers were the ones panic buying. Today, on the rebound, it's companies furiously trying to stock up. Mattresses, car manufacturers, aluminum foil makers are buying more material than they need to survive. Okay, so they are lagging behind. All of these industries right now are lagging behind because of a shortage on supplies worldwide. Okay, so they said when it comes down to this, it's going to be a very slow recovery, very slow. The frenzy is pushing supply chains to the brink of seizing up. Shortages, transportation bottlenecks, and price spikes are nearing the highest level in recent memory, raising concern that a supercharged global economy will stoke inflation. They're already doing that. There's a chicken shortage, ladies and gentlemen, and chicken prices are going up. I know a lot of people already noticed that they are inflating the chicken. Well, let me tell you what else. Copper, iron ore, and steel, corn, coffee, wheat, and soybeans, lumber, semiconductors, plastic, and cardboard for packing. The world is seemingly low of all of it. You name it, and we have a shortage on it. Wow. Okay. Clients are trying to get everything they can because they see the high demand. Jennifer Rumsey, the Columbus, Indiana-based company president, they said they think it's going to be extended into next year. So shortages will be going into 2022. There is no foreseeable end to this shortage. Now, doesn't the Bible talk about the great famine? I think we're seeing the beginning of it. The difference between the big crunch of 2021 and the past supply disruption is a sheer magnitude of it. And the fact that there is, as far as anyone can tell, no clear end in sight. So they said the shortage that's going on now, they don't see the end of it. I know somebody's at my door. Somebody else can go get it. Okay. So no clear end in sight, big or small. Few businesses are spared. Europe's largest fleet of trucks says it has been struggling to find enough capacity. Monster Beverage Company of Corona, California, is dealing with an aluminum can scarcity. Hong Kong Momax Technology is delaying production of its new product because of the lack of semiconductors. Further exacerbating the situation is an unusually long and growing list of calamities that have rocked commodities in recent months. A freak accident in the Suez Canal, I told you that was going to catch up to them, backed up global shipping in March. Drought that wreaked havoc upon agricultural crops, a deep freeze, and a mass blackout. Y'all remember the winter that damn near took Texas down. Okay. I mean, everybody is still in recovery mode, even from, the economy shutting down March of 2020, and nothing significant enough is happening to where things are growing in the economy. So technically it's a dead economy if you're not profiting in it and you don't have enough supplies to go around. What kind of economy do you really have? Okay, what kind do you have? Less than 2 weeks ago, hackers brought down the largest fuel pipeline in the US, driving gasoline prices above $3 a gallon for the first time since 2014. Now, India, I want y'all to think about this. India is going through hell right now, especially with that black fungus COVID. And if you haven't heard about that, that sucker rots your organs. That's why so many of them are dying. So remember, India provides the world with a lot of medicines and products too. They're really not that far behind China. So now that they have such a major outbreak, this now disrupts all of their products that they would normally ship out of their countries, all over the globe from India. So we know a lot of meds come out of China. A lot of meds come out of India too. So this whole thing with them having so many people dying off is impacting their ports. For anyone that think it is all going to end in a few months, consider what obscure US economy indicator known as the Logistics Manager Index. This is a gauge is built on a monthly survey of corporate supply chiefs that ask where they see inventory, transportation, and warehouse expenses, the three key components of managing supply chains. Now and in 12 months, the current index is at its second highest level record dating back 2016. And the future gauge shows little respite. Why did you do that? A year from now. So the index has proven, unnervingly accurate in the past, matching up to actual cost about 90% of the time. So they're already saying as soon as we get into 2022, all of these shortages will not go away. That explains this morning when I woke up and I started looking at some articles. One said for Americans to start stockpiling. If you're going to do it now, because these things may not be available at all by the time we get to December. So there is a toilet paper shortage, a chicken shortage, ketchup is still a shortage in America, and already many of these fast food restaurants are scrambling to look for other things to sell because chicken is becoming harder and harder to come by for restaurants. Okay, to Zach Rogers, who helped compile the index as an assistant professor at Colorado State University, College of Business, it's a paradigm shift. In the past, those three areas were optimized for low cost and reliability. Today, with e-commerce demand soaring, warehouse have moved from the cheap outskirts of the urban areas to prime parking garages, downtown, or vacant department store space where deliveries can be made quickly. Once viewed as liabilities before the pandemic, fatter inventories are in vogue. Transportation costs more volatile than, the last 2 years. And they said it won't lighten up until the supply and demand supply just goes away. And we know that ain't going away according to what it's saying here. So a growing chorus of observers are warning that inflation is bound to quicken. The threat has been enough to send tremors through world capitals, central banks, factories, and supermarkets. The US Federal Reserve, y'all remember when the Federal Reserve went down? Ooh, that was crazy. The US Federal Reserve is facing new questions about when it will hike rates to starve off inflation. And the perceived political risk already threatened to upset President Joe Biden's spending plans. Y'all, this is a mess. It's gotten out of control, especially in the past month. So this is the vice president of Atlanta-based Colgate Mattress, a 35-employee company that sells products at Target stores and depends on independent retailers. We've never seen anything like this. Though polyurethane foam is 50% more expensive than it was before the COVID-19 pandemic, Wonkick would pay twice the amount he needs to look for warehouse space rather than reject orders from new customers. Every company like us is going to overbuy, he said. You know what, y'all? They are afraid. They are afraid. They are afraid. And let me tell you something. I got a story coming out tomorrow. Colonial Pipeline actually paid $90 million to hackers to get everything back up and running. And I'm just telling y'all, now that the word is out that they'll pay hackers, they're going to get hacked again. You can count on it. They are. People are, next person, our next group that hack them will probably ask for $1 billion. They'll be asking for. Man, this place is a mess. It is a mess. And y'all remember, this happened on the High IQ Watch. The ones that said they know everything and invented everything and did everything. This is all happening on their watch. Do they look like they were meant to lead the world? Look at the shape the world is in. Do they look like they were meant to lead this world? No. Like I said, they never been good leaders. They're legends in their own minds because no one is seeing all this good leadership that they claim they're giving us. You look at how they're scrambling to change their history, y'all. They are trying to change their history as if that's going to make any difference towards the end. We are at the end. We are at the very end. Their rulership is over, and they are scrambling around, overly concerned about their legacy now. And the Most High said he's going to do to them exactly what they did to us. So no matter what they do, their legacy is forever tarnished. There is no lawmaker in Washington that can fix this mess up. But that's what they're trying to do. They're desperately trying to do it. Well, I mean, if you're a proud and prideful people, why are you ashamed of your history? Shouldn't you be prideful about your history? What the hell is up with this running around and you want history to start at 1776 and you don't want all the slavery spoken about? What the hell? Woo! But they're now ashamed of their own history, trying to cover it up 500 years later. It just simply won't work. You know why it won't work? Because we're going to be the ones keeping it alive. We'll be keeping it alive. You don't have to worry about, we don't care. We're not in no public school. So being that we're outside of public school, we can talk about whatever the hell we want in our homes, in your car, at the store, or anywhere you go. You can talk about 1619, 1492, Jim Crow, Reconstruction. Y'all keep the conversation going. Don't let it die. Keep it going. Tell your kids the truth. Don't tell them their truth. Trying to wipe shit out. Man, get out of here. Boy, y'all don't forget, we got the blood moon next Wednesday. Go out and look. If you don't have overcast skies, even if you're on the East Coast, go out and look anyway, because they have been wrong. I believe it was 2018. There was a blood moon. They said we would not see it in America at all. People in New York saw it. New Jersey saw the blood moon. It was people all over America that saw the blood moon, but they claimed we were not going to be able to see it. So they're saying, they're making these same claims that the West Coast will see it, but not the East Coast. Go outside anyway, y'all. Go outside anyway. You may see the blood moon. They're not right about everything. So mark it on your calendars. May 26th. And this is the only blood moon of 2021. There's not going to be any more blood moons until 2022. This is the one and only. Now, there'll be lunar eclipse, but no blood moons. This is the absolute last one. So if you can't see it, Go online and just watch it. They always live stream the blood moons. So you can always do that as a backup alternative. So, man, you know how this place always go haywire after a blood moon. Woo, it's no telling what we gonna see after the blood moon. No telling what's coming, but something is definitely coming down on America. You can best believe that. So, everybody, thank you so much for coming, and we'll definitely do this again. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. You know, we went from cold to hot here on the East Coast. Tomorrow, we going to be 90 degrees here where I am. So, I'm going to definitely have the AC pumped up tomorrow. Shalom, family.